Hello everyone, I had some recent video come out where some channel tried to slander me with some false information or out of context screenshots. I honestly thought they would do better, but I'll just be reacting and speaking on my own side of the story here, so let's begin watching their video.
Well, it's Ant the Animator. It's your wholesome Christian commentary YouTuber. We had to sadly give them the fact that nobody is perfect. He recently exposed Sneak. We've seen the gooniful dumb horrors this kid has done. But Ant draws furries and is obsessed with them, especially Lucy. It seems he has a fetish for dominant furry mommies, like in his community post.
Now, I like to call them anthros because they are fictional characters that I don't identify with. They are their own people, not personas, so I wouldn't call them just furries. Also, a mommy kink is not a fetish, it is a kink. And yes, I will admit I have preferences for women who are more assertive than the average, but still, I don't want to be toyed around with. I still want a partner who would respect me and definitely not be a furry, as I've seen questionable people from those fandoms. I'd want someone nurturing who I can hold their heart, not just their body. Yet you claim I have this quote-unquote fetish. Yet I also have another character named Lola who is a anthro shark, and she's shy and overly nice, which is the opposite of a dominant character. I like this trio a lot because they truly complement each other. Zoe is the blunt one, Lola is the Christian pacifist, and Lucy's just a mix of both. I also want to say, don't twist loyalty and protectiveness around as being some dominance kink. These characters have their own genuine personalities, stories, and inner problems. Zoe was homeless at 17 before she became rich. Lucy had her parents, her brother, and sister die when she was young, along with her older sister leaving her to do other things. Lastly, in that image, I clearly say Lucy and my male OC are not together. My male OC is not interested. She is. Once again, there's inner conflict. To act as if these characters are only made for self-pleasure truly disgusts me. So please rethink what you just said.
Also drew softcore of Lucy, yet he says if is zoophilia isn't love. Well, special love in this case for furries also zoophilia. Just check this out. He says random shit saying Lucy's thighs are bricks. There's no way you can say this unironically without being a gooner.
Now all of these screenshots, except the last one, were before the why I think GIF is zoophilia video. Just like in the Sneak video I made, they used outdated screenshots. I also was surprised in my own way too since I forgot about the first image, because I don't really see it as appealing. I mean, let's be real, what real person would fall in love with a ball with stick arms and stick legs? That's not really a character to be sexualized, but once again, these are very old. Also, I could have recorded my sentence in the last screenshot correctly, but I did not mean it sexually. When I stated Lucy's thighs are as tough as bricks, I'm not saying it in a way that's like, oh my god, she's gonna crush me with her thighs. In a realistic sense, what I mean by that is that she has way more muscle density in her legs than any other part of her body. This means if you were to touch her legs and push onto them, you will most likely have trouble doing so. This is even realistic considering anatomy-wise, legs tend to be the strongest muscles in the body, and women realistically have stronger lower bodies compared to men with stronger upper bodies.
And we already know it's not so ironic considering what he draws. Probably worth mentioning is that he tolerates sin, especially LGBT+, which is sin. He brags about having LGBT subscribers. He lets random zoophils despite there being a whole verification system into his server, but it's mostly Discord's fault. And the moment he sees hate for LGBT he thinks you're an evil satanist, as if the Bible doesn't mention LGBT in a very negative way.
Now this is all very false. Sure, I've had some members of LGBTQ, but I don't purposely invite them there. The Discord links are usually public. However, they aren't now due to the drama going on. But I specifically say in my videos that I don't support LGBTQ, as yes, it is a sin in my religion. But that doesn't mean I have to disrespect them. The Bible literally says to love your neighbor, and Jesus was around sinners. Remember, it's about loving the sinner, not their sin. Even though I criticize NSFW artists, deep down, I still pray that some of them break out of their addiction, because lust is not love. I also banned that one zoophile you're mentioning on the spot, and even slandered him publicly despite him saying not to send screenshots. So once again, that's a big fat lie.
Yet he also says he doesn't support LGBT. Give this man a hypocrite award. The server is a literal shithole and has shitty moderation. They'll ban you for slightly offending someone or being friends with sneakers if they worship Sneak as a god.
It's actually the opposite. Yes, the moderation was bad, but not for me banning enough. I mean, I literally timed out people 4 times before banning them, and even someone mentioned me needing to improve the moderation, which is why I now have a bot that detects slurs and takes action when they are said.
Basically, and acts like Sneak is a cult leader like Epstein and forces his cult into people, even banning innocent people for being friends with Sneak or having a Sneak variant as PFP.
Well, considering Sneak is friends with doxers, and I was even informed that they were going to try and raid my server, which is very pointless as I have an anti-raid bot and 2 identical servers already ready, it's pretty valid for me to feel this way.
Ant is obviously a people pleaser. His server runs on democracy, lets more brain-dead ill people in while the OGs are leaving. Man's really chosen a transsexual person over his best friend. Saying again that Ant says he doesn't support the LGBT community. Since Ant loves bringing up things from 3 to 4 years ago, I'm gonna bring up his things, which he cries about and mentions in the Sneak exposal Yadi-18 from 2022 IAM 18 now Yadi-A something. So he basically had an imaginary furry girlfriend, which is well zoophilia if you think about it, and again he gooned to SCP-1471. He could not put it the down for Zha. And yay, well, it's old ancient 2022.
Once again, very old screenshot. Whenever you see that profile picture of me, just know it's a 2022 screenshot, as I didn't know how to shade back then, and I haven't even talked about that blue dog shown there in a while.
However, Ant still behaves like this, but not exactly the same. What I mean is that he is not a hardcore gooner like he used to be. I mean, we all had our dark, embarrassing, corny ages. Sneak makes his character a super nuke, ultra nuke, omnipotent. Ant with his fit for dominant furry mommies still has it makes Lucy and his other furry mommy characters unusually strong.
Sure, Lucy benches 325 pounds, and that's a lot for a woman. But remember, she is taller and heavier by average, and she also has dog genetics, because well, she is an anther dog. So it's not superly OP. Zoe also, despite being very strong too, only benches 175 pounds. I know friends my age who are literally my height, and bench way over that. Lastly, Lola doesn't even really have a benchmark. She's a pacifist and wouldn't really punch people. But let's be real honest, Sneak's character is the one who's way super OP. I mean, Sneak said himself that his character is 10,000 years old, and that each year he gets stronger along with him being bullet resistant. It's clearly overly stronger than Lucy, so quit the favoritism please.
Even a 4-week-old embryo can notice his for dominant furry mommies. He lucid dreamed to Lucy and once mentioned of lucid dreaming of sex.
This is just relating to my hormones. And if you think about it, it's not that bad. I want a genuine connection, not just a body. It is bad though. Me feeling a natural drive is not. I really don't know what you were trying to critique here.
Let's talk about Mixajama. Yes, Mixajama. He loves gooning to anime, especially the ones with big b****s or ZZZ, especially to Ellen. He posts ZZZ gooner slop so casually and randomly, it's crazy. And during arguing will also say his iconic line, "I live rent-free in your head." This is the most uncreative comeback ever. Please don't talk. Insert wilted rose. Insert crying emoji.
My friend Mixed has done some dumb things along with other people I know, but hey, since you want to talk about my friends, why don't we mention one of yours? You know your friend's some idiot? Well, guess what? Not too recently he made an OC that is an anthro and is also tall. Way taller than Lucy as a matter of fact, and could be potentially counted as a furry dummy mommy as you say it. I mean, somebody even sent a video where Mark from Invincible is quote-unquote doing intercourse in the background, and the sound was reflecting in the background, while I mentioned that this character that he has in his lore, and his character Lance and his anthro character are canonically together.
He also obsesses over rulsery, and what I mean is he sends the most corny rulsery gif so casually it's insane. But this is barely to care about. They are so ignorant when you argue with them because their ego is off the charts. It's so common in ants in a gooning circle. They will always try to act smart just to piss you off, since they have a chance of 99.99% giving zero shit because they'd rather goon to their slop undisturbed. They act smart but they actually really aren't.
My guy, you didn't even provide blurred evidence. And by the way, this is a once again self-projection. I accept my faults in some of my videos, so that's the opposite of ego if anything.
And also funny screenshot in 3, 2, 1.
I want to be crushed by furry.
Now, the first video is recent, I will admit, but it's some stupid shitpost. You cut out of the part where I say, what the fuck, because after I was clearly uncomfortable or disappointed.
I've already thought, okay, what the fuck is wrong with me?
The second image is just art. I guess their approach was that this is goon art, but Lucy isn't the only person here. There's Mixed, and Zoe, who's actually getting shot by a crab with a water gun, which if anything is comedic. This isn't even the full image, as there was someone else in the art too, and Lola, who's unfinished, but is supposed to be reacting to Zoe getting shot by the water gun. I was also going to add Sneak in this, but I changed my mind, as during that time, when we were fine, I noticed him getting a bit more egotistical to this point, as I've said before. And the last screenshot is once again out of context. I'm describing her strength and muscle density, not saying she's gonna crush me with her thighs. Now this shit's funny, as you see Akaro here, and going back to some idiot who's friends with Sneak and this user, Akaro was his imaginary shark boyfriend who was also overly taller than Lucy and Zoe back in like 2024, 2023 maybe. You even see that he drew him with huge thighs, so that's really concerning and hypocritical for someone who's friends with him. Once again, that screenshot of me saying that wolf thing was literally in the beginning of 2024, and I'm pretty sure saying I'm going to touch you is way better than saying I'm going to. Yeah. Now, I won't keep stopping the entire thing, so I'll let you see all that. But most of these are either old, edited, or taken out of context. I mean, me wearing the PFP of Lucy was very short-lived. I don't even remember saying the N-word, and also me being stupid saying daddy is hypocritical, considering some idiot your friend also said the same term. And like I said earlier, had a shark character who's male with huge thighs, so they just made more of a fool out of themselves. I also want to mention for the last part, that the censored part of the picture of me and Lucy was a shitpost. That black box was already there, and at the same time, my face of the character doesn't even look the same, so it's obviously really old. I don't know what you're trying to get at here, but hey, it's funny honestly. With that, I will conclude this video. See you all later. Adios.